Hello everyone, on today's episode of the 1 Year Life Challenge, I want to talk about what to do when things just don't go right. Hello everyone, today I want to talk about the topic of what to do when things just don't go right, and I guarantee you things won't go right at times. You know, it's part of the narrative of our lives. You've never seen a movie where everything's just gone really well, have you? It always revolves around the fact that the main character has these challenges and adversities, and they overcome those adversities to become a better person. Now, that's the way it should be. I mean, you never watch a Hollywood movie where all these challenges happen and they just go, oh, this is too hard, and go check themselves into a psych ward. It doesn't happen. However, in our lives, sometimes we don't live up to our challenges because we get so bogged down in them. So I'm going to give some key strategies today on what to do when things don't go right. Now, as always, I'm going to start with a quote, and that quote is, "Adversity has the effect of eliciting talents which in prosperous circumstances would have lain dormant." Horace, 65 BC. So let's read that one more time. Adversity has the effect of eliciting talents which in prosperous circumstances would have lain dormant. That is so true. When you're coasting along in your comfort zone, you're really not growing. And when things do go wrong, quite often you're shocked because you haven't been building your skills, you haven't been growing as a person. Now, biology is very simple. From a biological point of view, you're either growing or dying. There's no sitting in the middle. You're either decaying or you're growing. And if you're not growing as an individual, you're decaying, and your body takes on subtle cues. Your body, from the cellular level, will start to decay when you stop being involved with things like social interaction, exercise, meditation, or cognitive thinking. Your brain goes, listen, seems like this bloke's given up now, and will start really ramping down your powers of growth and the ability to get around those. So I'm going to go through some of these. Now, I've been hit with some interesting curveballs in my life, and I really, with perspective, look back and see how incredible those opportunities were. Perspective's a weird thing. We use human perspective, which is maybe an 80-year life cycle, and we look at things being incredibly bad. Now, ultimately, in the scheme of things, nothing has been bad. We have this incredible universe, and over the last 14 billion years, we've evolved to the point where we can watch YouTube videos and grow and connect spiritually. Ultimately, that's via perspective. If you look at things only, within a few days or months after they've happened, it's very easy to say what a negative event that was. But I guarantee you, and I suggest at the end of this video, you take some time to think about events from a few years ago that have happened to you that might be negative, that ultimately have led to great things. An example would be, I've heard a great story about a lady who saved up all her money to go to Switzerland on a snow trip. She'd never been in the snow before, never been skiing. She went with her friends, and on the first day on the snowfield, she broke a leg. Ruined like the ultimate trip. All her money had been wasted. She didn't have travel insurance, and now she's going to be lumped with medical bills. Horrible, right? Maybe if you looked at it from that perspective. However, during her rehabilitation, she met a Swiss doctor, they fell in love, and they got married. Now, given a bit more perspective, I'm sure she looks back on that as one of the best things that ever happened to her. Perspective's important, and here's some tips on how to get over those tough times, because they will happen, and they will actually happen during this 1 year transformation. I hope they happen, because that's what it's about. Growth is about pushing your comfort zone and getting into some challenges that make you so much stronger. So the number one tip of when things don't go wrong, you've got to be on your own side. When the world's against you, the last thing you want is for you to be against you. You deserve the compassion of the universe as much as any being on this planet. Buddha said that. You must be on your own side. So whenever you hear negative self-talk, like I deserve this, or serves me right, or I'm such an idiot, you really have to reframe, because being on your own side is so important and will help you get through this event much quicker. See the learning curve at number 2. You see the learning curve. See where this will grow you. If it's a breakup, well, it was never meant to be. The way of things that Tao has given you something that hasn't worked. What have you learned from it? What are the things you'll take into the next relationship? See the learning curve early, and it'll be easier to pull yourself out of those difficult times. Develop compassion and empathy. 2 things that happen with meditation. Compassion and empathy are beautiful things. They allow you to see that everyone's got problems. When things happen to us, we think that we're the only people in the world that are going through this. It's quite often said that if everyone went to one place in the world and threw their problems in a pile, that on your way there, you would turn around and keep your problems to yourself, because ultimately you'd be so embarrassed to see all the other problems that people had. Now, empathy is about the fact that other people have it tough, you have it tough, but we all get through it. Number 4, forgive and perhaps forget. People don't do anything to you. Guaranteed, they don't do anything to you. Every behaviour a person exhibits externally is something to do with their insides. We all assume that it's the grand plan of the guy we don't like to ruin our lives. I've got news for you. They're way too busy dealing with all the other stuff that you're dealing with in order to, try and focus on, doing bad things to people. Forgiving is not about the other person, it's about you. Nelson Mandela once said that anger is like drinking poison and hope the other person dies. And it's so true. You must forgive and ultimately perhaps even forget. I mean, how important is it to you right now? Something that happened 4 years ago. You're a new person every single day. Forgiving is at the cornerstone of allowing yourself to get through difficult challenges. So many times an event has happened, which has only lasted a few minutes or a few hours, very painful event, but the bitterness and the resentment that people hold on to for years and years and years. My video on the 3 months really illustrate that well. Own your attitude. Know that you can't choose your circumstances, but you can choose your attitude. And know that even when the times are really, really tough, know that yes, these circumstances might not be your choosing, but they're here. Be present, know them, and then ultimately choose the way you'll react to it. Because the beauty of the human mind is you can choose. There's people in third world countries right now that if you gave a cup of water to, clean water, they would freak out saying this is the greatest day of my life. Whereas, these days you try and give kids water and they're like, I want some cordial. What are you doing with this water? I don't want none of this. So you can see it's just a perspective. And you own your perspective and you can choose it. Now, I'm going to add an extra one here, which is really key. Whatever you're going through, you must feel it because it's a lesson. And the lesson will disappear once the teacher is ready. And that's really important to understand. If it's a painful, difficult period of your life, stop. Allow the hurt, allow the pain, allow everything to come in, allow it to get to you. Notice it. Witness it. Realize that you are the witness of the event, you are the witness of the emotion, you are not the emotion, you are the witness, which means you're above and it can't harm you. How can you witness something that can harm you? And ultimately allow it to pass. Women do this really well intuitively, they'll allow themselves to have, cry, a good cry, or, allow themselves to feel the pain. But men who are watching this video right now, feel it. Feel it. We say, it hasn't, it's no problem, it's no big deal, and it just builds. And you see a lot of resentful blokes walking around who are just carrying all this baggage, so they never felt it. So they feel a little bit of it every day rather than feeling it when it happened. Remember that pain is inevitable, but defeat is optional. Ultimately, I read a statistic yesterday saying the average entrepreneur fails 4 times before they make a success. Therefore, the definition of success is your ability to move through defeat, maintaining enthusiasm. Maintain your enthusiasm. I'm telling you, you are the cosmos incarnate. You have, through collapsing the waveform, designed an entire world around you. That world will be interesting at times, then we'll throw you some curveballs, but hey, you can handle it, and it wouldn't be sent to you if you couldn't handle it. And remember, the quote I always say, you're a ghost driving a meat-covered skeleton made of stardust. You have nothing to worry about. These little things, and they are little things in the perspective of time, you can handle and you always have. If you're challenged with this, you can always contact me via email, Skype, or book a session. But ultimately, you've dealt with these things before and you know you can do it again. Reach out. If you need help, watch this video over again and watch some of the other ones. But I know you can do it. And I'm a smart bloke, so if I know you can do it, it's a sure bet that you can. Things are going to go wrong, but things are going to go great. And I can't wait till tomorrow we can talk about some of the other great things that will happen to you during your 1 year life challenge. Thank you and goodbye.